Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling something that can honestly change every single part of your life: how to have a great conversation with absolutely anyone. And we're going to start with a story that might just feel a little too familiar. So, let me tell you about a guy named Kyle. He's at his sister's wedding, he's surrounded by people, and suddenly it hits him. He has no idea how to talk to any of them. See, he just got divorced, and his ex-wife, she was always the one who carried their conversations. Now that he's on his own, he's just stuck, frozen. Come on, you know the feeling. That sudden, cold rush of anxiety. Your mind just goes completely blank, and that awkward silence just seems to stretch on for an eternity. It's that moment where you can feel totally and completely alone, even when you're in a room packed with people.
But here's the thing, and this is the good news. There is a secret to breaking through that wall of anxiety, and it has absolutely nothing to do with being some kind of born extrovert. It really all starts with one single shift in your mindset.
Let's just bust the biggest myth right now. You know, the idea that some people are just naturals at conversation, that they were just born with this magical gift for charm and the rest of us weren't. The research is so clear on this. That idea is fundamentally completely wrong. And this, right here, this changes everything. Confidence isn't some personality trait you either have or you don't. No, it's a skill. And just like any other skill, learning to play an instrument, learning to cook, learning to code, it's something you get better at with practice. I mean, think about it this way, right? It's so simple. You don't become a world-class swimmer by reading a bunch of books about swimming. You have to actually get in the water. Well, it's the exact same thing with social skills. The only way to get better at connecting with people is to actually connect with people. And this brings us to a kind of surprising truth. Great conversation doesn't really start with what you say to other people. It starts with what you know about yourself. This is the foundation that we have to build everything else on top of. Think of this as your internal compass. If you don't have a strong sense of self, you're just adrift. You're not sure what you stand for, what you're passionate about, or even what you want out of a conversation. So you end up just trying to be whoever you think the other person wants you to be. But when you operate from that strong sense of self, you get to live authentically. And that is the true source of genuine confidence. Suddenly, you're not so worried about being judged because you're grounded in who you really are. And that frees you up to be present, to actually connect with someone else. Okay, so we've got that foundation locked in. Now let's get into the first really practical tool. And this might just be the most powerful and yet the most completely overlooked communication skill that exists. So be honest. Most of us spend our lives listening to respond. We're not really hearing what the other person is saying. We're just waiting for a pause, a little gap, so we can jump in with our own point, our own story. The real magic, the real connection, happens when you switch your goal from simply responding to truly understanding. And look, here are 4 concrete things you can do in your very next conversation. Just try one. Step 4, especially, repeating back what you heard, is a total game changer. When you say, "So what you're saying is," you make the other person feel genuinely heard and understood. It's incredibly powerful. All right, so now you're truly listening. That's huge. Let's build on that with a couple of techniques to help you not just survive conversations, but actually guide them with some real confidence. I know, you've heard this a million times, but there is actual science to back this up. In neuroscience, they have this idea that neurons that fire together wire together. It means when you act confident, you are literally building and strengthening the neural pathways for being confident. You're training your brain. This is so cool. It means you can literally use your body to change your mind. Research from Harvard found that if you just stand in a high-power pose, like Superman, for just 2 minutes before a stressful chat, it chemically changes your brain. It lowers your stress and makes you feel more assertive. You can physically hack your own confidence. Okay, this tool is a lifesaver for that dreaded question, "So, what's new with you?" You don't need some epic story. Just take one small thing from your life. For example, "I tried to bake bread this weekend.
That's the action. And I basically made a brick that could break a window. That's the summary. Honestly, it was pretty humbling. That's the emotion. See? It's simple, it's relatable, and it just opens the door for them to ask more.
So there we have it. We've got the mindset. Confidence is a skill, not a trait. And we've got the tools, listening to understand and telling tiny stories. But knowing all this is only half the battle, right? Now comes the part where it actually becomes real for you. And here we are, right back where we started, full circle. It's just like swimming. All the books and all the explainers in the world won't make a bit of difference until you start applying it, until you get in the water, make a few mistakes, and learn as you go. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought, this challenge. The real point of all this isn't just to know this stuff, it's to use it. So think about it. What is one opportunity you have today, maybe with a barista, a coworker, a friend, to practice just one of these ideas? Because that one small conversation, that's how real change actually begins.